pull up a chair, get comfortable, because this is wild. I mean, I made him get a vasectomy, then cheated, got pregnant, and he exposed me at the baby shower. Can you even imagine? My life is a reality show, I swear. So, I'm Chelsea, and I'm 31. And a couple of years ago, I was with Dean. He was fine. You know? He worked hard, paid his half of the rent, mostly. He was kind of a homebody, which was good for me because I'm always out doing things, and it's nice to have someone just, like, there when you get home. He was a real sweetheart, actually. A little too sweet, if you ask me. Always worried about what other people thought, always trying to please everyone. It was kind of annoying, honestly. Like, dude, grow a backbone. But whatever, it worked for me. We'd been together for, 3 years, living in a decent place in Dallas. And the topic of kids would come up sometimes. Not, a lot, but sometimes. And I was always like, oh, totally, someday. Kids are cute. But not right now. My career is, really important to me. Which it was. I was doing pretty well at my job, nothing crazy, just, managing a team, you know? And I just wasn't ready to, give all that up for diaper changes. Who would be? So, one night, we were chilling, watching TV, and I just casually brought it up. You know, Dean, I said, we should probably think about something permanent. He looked at me, all confused. Permanent? Like, marriage? And I just laughed. No, silly. Not yet. I mean, birth control. I'm just tired of taking pills every day, you know? It's a hassle. And what if I forget? And then boom, baby. I shuddered. The thought of being tied down like that, ugh. It's, too much responsibility for me right now. He just sat there, quiet. He was always quiet. And then he said, well, what about you getting something, like an IUD? And I just looked at him. Are you serious? You want me to get something invasive shoved inside me? No thanks. Besides, you're the guy. It's, a super simple procedure for you. Snip, snip, done. No biggie. I made it sound so easy. Because it was. For him. He got really quiet again. And then he started, talking about how he always imagined having kids, a big family. And I just rolled my eyes in my head. Dramatic much? I mean, it wasn't like I was saying never. Just not right now. Look, Dean, I said, leaning in, getting all serious, if we're going to be together, for real, then we need to be on the same page about this. I'm telling you, I'm not ready for kids. And I don't want to be worried about it all the time. If you really care about me, you'd do this for me. It's a small thing. For us. I probably should have seen this coming, honestly. He always folded. He was a people pleaser, and I was good at convincing him. He was hesitant, obviously. He kept, bringing it up over the next few days. Are you sure, Chelsea? It's permanent. And I'd just give him the silent treatment, or get a little teary-eyed. I thought you trusted me, Dean. I thought you cared about my feelings, about my future. And that was always it. He hated seeing me upset. He'd always back down. He was a classic too nice guy, always accommodating, never wanted conflict. So, finally, he just sighed and said, okay, Chelsea. If it means that much to you. And he went and did it. The vasectomy. Honestly, I didn't even go with him. I mean, what was I going to do, hold his hand? It's not like it was brain surgery. He called me from the recovery room, sounding a little, weird. It's done, he mumbled. And I was like, great. See? Told you it would be fine. I felt, this huge weight off my shoulders. Finally, I could relax. No more worries. We were set. We could just focus on us now. And my career, obviously. Between us, I wanted to scream with relief. It was so easy. After that, things were different. For him, anyway. He seemed a little more quiet than usual, a little more distant. Like he was checked out. When I'd talk about my day, he'd just nod, or grunt. And sometimes, I'd catch him just staring into space. Like he was thinking about something heavy. And I'd be like, "You're being dramatic, Dean. It's not that serious. I mean, it was just a tiny procedure. People do it all the time." But he just seemed tired. Burned out, maybe. He used to try, but now he just gave up, emotionally numb. I guess the spark was gone. Not my fault, though. And honestly, with him being so quiet all the time, I started feeling a little bored. I mean, a girl needs excitement, right? A little spark. And Dean wasn't really bringing that anymore. He was just too predictable. Too safe. It started, like, really bothering me. I was feeling neglected, if I'm being honest. He just wasn't putting in the effort. He expected grand gestures from me, like me being his girlfriend, but he wasn't giving much back. It was always a scorekeeping thing with me. I had a mental tally, and he was falling behind. That's when I met Liam. He was a new client at work. And he was just magnetic. All confidence, all charm. He actually listened when I talked. And he made me laugh, like, really laugh. He was exciting. And I just felt this connection, you know? Like, something I hadn't felt in ages with Dean. Dean was always comparing me to others, making me feel inadequate, just with his silence, like he was judging me. But Liam, he made me feel special. And he was always trying to find out my whereabouts, which was annoying, but at least he cared. Not like Dean, who just assumed I was home. It started with just, like, lunch dates. Innocent stuff. Then it was drinks after work. And then, one thing led to another. I mean, it wasn't my fault. Dean was just so absent. And Liam was there. He was giving me the attention I deserved. Dean was always guarding his privacy, never letting me check his phone, but I always felt like he was hiding something. With Liam, it felt different. Like, he got me. I kept it quiet, obviously. No need to cause drama. Dean wouldn't understand. He'd just get all hurt and emotional. And I didn't have time for that. I was busy with work, busy with Liam. My life was finally, like, getting interesting again. I was careful. Or I thought I was. I mean, I did check Dean's phone sometimes, just to see what he was up to, and he always got defensive about it. But my phone? That was my business. Double standards? No, just smart. Then came the panic. A missed period. And then another one. No, no, no. This couldn't be happening. Dean had a vasectomy. It was, like, impossible. I bought 3 different pregnancy tests. All positive. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I sat on the bathroom floor, just staring at them. This was, like, the dumbest decision I'd ever made. I was pregnant. And it wasn't Dean's. I immediately started racking my brain. How long had it been since Dean's procedure? Had he even gotten the all clear from the doctor? Some of those things, they can, like, reverse themselves, right? Or they're not 100% effective. I had to convince myself this was somehow still his. Because what else was I going to do? I walked out of the bathroom, tests hidden, and found Dean sitting on the couch, scrolling on his phone. I started crying. Just, like, full-on sobbing. He immediately looked up, all worried. "Chelsea? What's wrong? What happened?" And I just threw myself into his arms, burying my face in his chest. "Dean," I choked out, I'm pregnant." He froze. Then he pulled back, looking at me with wide eyes. Pregnant? But, how? My vasectomy. And I just doubled down on the tears. I don't know. The doctor must have messed up. Or it's a miracle. A real miracle baby. I looked up at him, big, watery eyes. It's ours, Dean. It has to be. It's a sign. Like, the universe wants us to have a baby. I started talking about fate, and how sometimes things just happen, and we were meant to be parents, and it was all very emotional. I was an expert at weaponizing vulnerability. He was still skeptical, I could tell. He looked, like, pale. He kept muttering about how it was impossible. But I just kept crying, telling him how excited I was, how much I loved him, how this was going to be the best thing that ever happened to us. I used all the moves. And he, being the too nice guy, he started to melt. He eventually pulled me close, holding me, whispering, okay, okay. A miracle baby. Our miracle baby. He still seemed a little distant, like he was somewhere else, but he accepted it. He always did. He was tired, probably just wanted the conflict to end. So, the next few months were a blur of morning sickness and baby planning. I got to post all the cute pregnancy announcements on Facebook, with Dean looking all happy next to me. Baby on the way. So blessed. I loved the attention. Everyone was, like, gushing over us. You two are going to be such great parents. I was the queen of validation seeking. And Dean, bless his heart, he went along with it. He started getting excited, actually. Talking about names, painting the nursery, buying little outfits. It was kind of sweet, if I'm being honest. But I knew it was all a future faker. I was making promises with no intention of following through. I tried to keep Liam at arm's length. Told him I needed space, that things were complicated. He wasn't happy, but I didn't care. I had a bigger problem now. I just needed to get through this. The baby shower. Oh, the baby shower. I went all out. My mom helped, but I organized everything. Pink and gold theme, cute little onesies as decorations, a huge dessert table. All my friends were there, my family, Dean's family, even some people from work. I looked amazing in my maternity dress. I was just glowing. Everyone kept telling me how beautiful I looked, how excited they were for me. I felt like a celebrity. Dean was there, too, looking a little stiff. He was smiling, but it didn't reach his eyes. He kept, like, excusing himself to go outside, taking calls. And I was like, what's his deal? He's being so weird. But I was too busy mingling and opening presents to really worry about it. He was probably just overwhelmed. He always was. Then came the moment for the big reveal. We were doing one of those, like, gender reveal cakes. Everyone was gathered around. Dean was standing next to me, holding my hand, though his hand felt a little clammy. I picked up the knife, ready to cut into the cake, excited to see the pink frosting. And that's when Dean, in this really quiet, calm voice, spoke up. But it was loud enough for everyone to hear. Before Chelsea cuts the cake, he said, I just want to say something. Everyone got quiet, looking at him. I gave him a little nudge, smiling, thinking he was going to say something sweet about how excited he was. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking out at the crowd, his eyes scanning everyone. And then he said, this baby isn't mine. The words hung in the air. For a second, I thought I hadn't heard him right. Or maybe he was, like, making a joke. But his face was serious. Deadly serious. Then he continued, I had a vasectomy over a year ago. I've had multiple tests confirming it was successful. And I just got the results back from a DNA test for this baby. He held up a sealed envelope. It confirms it. This baby is not biologically related to me. My blood ran cold. My stomach dropped. The room erupted. Whispers, gasps, shocked exclamations. My mom gasped, putting her hand over her mouth. My friend stared at me, mouths open. And I just stood there, knife still in my hand, staring at Dean. How did he know? When did he do a DNA test? He looked at me then, for the first time, and his eyes were completely dead. No emotion. You told me it was a miracle, Chelsea. You gaslight me, made me question myself, made me believe that my vasectomy somehow failed. But it didn't. You cheated on me. You lied to me. And you let me believe this was my child. People started yelling. My mom was crying. Liam, my boss from work, who was also at the shower, suddenly got a very strange look on his face, a look of sheer panic. Oh, great. He was here too. My secret keeper. He was a secret keeper, not an idiot. I tried to speak, but no words came out. My throat was tight. My face was burning. I wanted to scream, to lash out, to tell everyone he was lying, that he was being dramatic. But I couldn't. I was paralyzed. It was, like, the most embarrassing, humiliating moment of my entire life. Everyone started leaving. Not, like, quietly. They were muttering, glaring at me. Dean's family looked disgusted. My own family looked ashamed. Dean just stood there, watching them go. He didn't say another word to me. He just placed the envelope on the gift table, then calmly walked out of the house. Just like that. After that, everything just imploded. My parents barely speak to me now. They said I disgraced the family. My mom cried for days, saying she couldn't believe I would do something like that to Dean, to her. Like, it was about her feelings. At work, the whispers followed me. Liam was gone the next week. Moved departments, I heard. Too uncomfortable, I guess. And then, a month later, I got called into HR. Chelsea, my boss said, looking very serious, we've received numerous complaints about your professionalism, your conduct outside of work. It's created a hostile environment. Hostile environment? It was my life. We're going to have to let you go. Just like that. Blacklisted, probably. Who would hire me after this? My career, gone. My friends? Gone too. The ones who didn't block me on social media just ignored my calls. My online presence, once filled with glowing pregnancy updates, was now a wasteland. No one commented on my posts anymore. No one liked anything. It was like I didn't exist. Complete social collapse. And the baby? When she was born, it was just me. No Dean. No family. No friends. Just me and a tiny human who looked nothing like Dean. The birth certificate had my name and father unknown. It was just empty. I had this baby I thought I wanted, but the price was everything else. I achieved my selfish goal, only to discover complete loneliness. I don't regret getting pregnant. I don't regret wanting a baby. I don't regret, like, finding excitement with Liam. I regret that Dean had to be such a dramatic little crybaby about it. He ruined everything. He didn't have to expose me like that. He could have just talked to me, privately. But no, he had to make a big show of it. He had to make me look like the bad guy. He's the one who was passive-aggressive, always avoiding real arguments. It's his fault. He's probably happy now, living his quiet little life without me. But he deserves it. He's always been too nice. I don't care anymore, honestly. What's done is done. I'll figure it out. It's just annoying that I'm the one who has to deal with all this. But that's just how it is, right? People always blame the woman. Always. It's never my fault.